Hey guys, it's Fireskull and welcome back to part 2 of my StarCraft 2 game. With me playing as Protoss versus Striker playing as Terran on the map Steppes of War. So, first part we didn't really see much happen. We saw a small skirmish, people building up armies, but nothing really happened, no harass except for a little bit of void ray harass from me. Everything else was pretty standard, and I pretty much had advantage. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so, as we can see, we left off with me at 38 probes, and him at 18 SCVs, 9 Marauders, him, 16 Zealots, me, 17 Marines, 2 Void Rays, 7 Stalkers, and 1 lonely sentry. So, to start this up, as we left off, I was doing a little harass over here with my Void Rays. I actually changed it not in time, and I even had one targeting the wrong one, so I didn't actually take down that tech lab, which would have been nice, because this tank right here would have had to stop. And I did see this Starport building, and I didn't know what he was going to make with it, whether it be Banshees or something else. So I was very careful about that. He did actually stim these guys at least once before, so as you can see, they're all pretty weak. Pretty dang weak. He keeps throwing up more supply depots. He has a tank, and I just have my army sitting here, have my expansion up, have all these excess minerals that I'm not using effectively. I actually send this probe over here looking to advance my war line, as you could say, up to this area. So I sent my probe over here to throw down the pylon, and then I always forget about the probe. So so we'll ignore it. And my army's still sitting here. Let's see, 17 Zealots, 7 Stalkers, 1 Sentry, still up to 40 probes now, because I actually remembered to make a couple. And I am actually warping in a robotics, gateway, robotics for Warp Prism and a Colossus, and a Dark Shrine actually. So, for those of you who don't know, a Dark Shrine actually lets you warp in Dark Templars. Now, Dark Templars are, as far as I know, not horribly unique from normal Templars, or Zealots, sorry, except that they are permanently cloaked. So, being permanently cloaked, they are very devastating if used in the right way, much like Banshees. Now, I actually moved these guys in, but see all these guys up on the line here? So I couldn't do anything. But anyway, so, Dark Templars. So you'll see where the robotics specifically comes in as I queue up a Warp Prism eventually. Warp Prism is basically the Protoss version of a dropship, and you'll see what I use it for to great effect. Hint, hint, Dark Shrine, Dropship, Warp Prism, Cloaked, Empty, Dark Side of Base. Anyway, so I did get up another gateway just to increase my production, get rid of some of these minerals. I didn't research Blink, which was a mistake, a pretty big mistake. I am still getting out my upgrades. My forces are currently at a 101, and his forces are currently at let's just move on of there. So I obviously have the advantage in upgrades, and while upgrades won't turn you the match, 1 Zealot won't be able to take on 3 Marines, etc., etc. They will be able to turn the tide of a bigger battle, especially the bigger your upgrade advantage grows. Now, I send this guy up here because I'm curious about why he hasn't expanded, and I am also curious of getting up here, because when in doubt, expand, and when in doubt means when you have a bazillion and 2 minerals. Broke 3,000 there. So I send this Zealot up here, forget to have him attack the rocks, but I will eventually, and send the probe over here for throwing up an expansion eventually. This guy over here just to make sure he doesn't throw down a gold. I don't know if he's throwing down anything over here, but because of my Void Rays, I'm thinking not. Plus, I don't believe he's breaking down the destructible rocks yet. So my Dark Shrine is up. I'm actually getting out a Robotics Bay to actually get out that Colossus I mentioned. My Warp Prism's already over here, and I believe I am supply balked at 124, 124. And so I threw up multitudes of pylons, and by multitudes I mean 3, and did throw up this expansion over here to not horribly great effect, as I still have that many minerals. I should be just mass producing zealots at this point, but I just am horrible with my minerals. So as a result, he has 24 zealots, 31 marines. Let me turn that around. I have 53 probes, 24 zealots, 2 Dark Templar, 2 Void Rays, 9 Stalkers, 1 War Prism, and 1 Sentry. He has 3 Mules, which are temporary, 18 SCVs to 53 probes. I think you can see what the problem is there. Even for one expansion, that's not very good saturation. But he does have 21 Marauders, which against Protoss are really good, but against the Zealot Heavy Army might not be as good. But he does have 3 Siege Tanks, 4 Vikings, which I only assume are for taking on my what are they called? Void Rays. Void Rays, if they came back in as they are sitting here, with more Marines. That's a bit of an overkill, but alright. So also 37 Marines, so he does have this up with a reactor, so obviously you can see the fruits of his labor there. He is throwing up engineering bays, and I can only assume he wants to research some upgrades finally. I'm already on my way to number 2 for ground weapons, but regardless, his prerogative. So these guys, this guy is working on the rocks. Okay, so let me pause this here. Okay, so because I missed stuff because I'm a horrible commentator, this army right here, it's about an even match for this army, but it honestly is the upgrades that are going to make the battle. My precious 111 and his precious nothing. And since his siege tanks aren't sieged up, they don't present a huge imbalance. They just present a little more armor to his force. So whether this works or not, however, you see I have 4 Dark Templars. Yeah, well, guess what? I brought them up here, and now they're rushing over here, and they are going to take down his orbital command, because remember, orbital commands can put down scans, which see cloaked units. And obviously I don't want him seeing these guys. So I do try to take that out first, plus its priority of being a command center. Alright, so I don't actually notice this battle until he takes out this pylon, and that's when I finally send my guys to attack. And he does stim and take out most of my zealots. It was just a massacre right there. But this Colossus is doing worlds of wonder with its splash damage over here. And while it is going to be taken out now, it did pave the way for my Stalkers to actually effectively fight off this horse with the straggling of zealots I do still have. So I actually won that with a fair amount, and up here my DTs are just chopping at everything in sight and just basically killing everything. And I probably should have moved my guys in, but I want to be safe, play it safe, keep my cloaked units running around, make sure I get the win. This guy's still knocking down the rocks. See the and boom. And of course I'm not attentive enough to see that and move him in there, but yeah, so there you go. Probes moving in there. I have a ton of idle probes over here, which I should transfer, but at this point it doesn't really matter. These guys, I realized that with this many SCVs guarding it, I can't do anything. So what I do is send them over to just chop off all of his workers, all 18 of them. And then chop down, he's trying to morph to an orbital command so he can scan, but yeah, he fails at that, unfortunately for him. And he is, however, going to start building a little something right here, which will spell the end for my cloaked units. However, it dispels the end after I send these guys up and chop away his units. Oh, hello, units, aren't you sitting there? Aren't you cute? Oh, slice, 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 blood splurt, slice. Okay, and he has not rebuilt their base and is being revealed. So, yeah, I've pretty much won at this point. He just won GG, which is very unfortunate. It happens in a lot lower levels, I've noticed, and it's rather disappointing. Because even if you lose, you GG. And I GG, and I expect others to GG, just because it's, good manners. Now, if I had paid more attention to these guys' micro, I would have actually targeted this with all 4 and taken out Instead, however, you're about to see a massacre on my end this time. First him, then him, then him, and him. Very unfortunate, but it does not mean he doesn't lose, because he does. And I actually had stragglers moving up here, because I kept these guys back, because I wasn't sure how many Marines he had over there. But regardless, I had too many stalkers for him to take out my Colossus. These guys do try to move across. Unfortunately for him, I have too many stalkers, and he can't really do anything at this point. So yeah, threw down saturated for funsies. I did take out his Vikings over here, and yeah, his his Vikings are actually taking on my Zealots, but obviously can't do anything. And he is about to leave the game. I don't know what he was planning to do with the Vikings, how he was planning to win, but yeah. So 3, 2, 1, zap, zap, zap. Okay, and left the game with no GG. That's not cool at all. And yes, I am a seer because I just predicted that he will leave the game without GG. There we go. So, left the game. That was a pretty fun game. I don't usually get games that are this fun. And hopefully it was enjoying to watch, even with this horrible commentator commentating this. But yeah, I hope you had a fun time watching this, guys, and look forward to future videos. Have a nice day.